My mom stood in front of our entire family at Thanksgiving dinner and accused me of stealing $5,000 from her. Everyone stared at me like I was a criminal. She cried, played the victim, and turned everyone against me. What she didn't know was that I had proof of what she'd been doing to me for years. I'm going to tell you exactly what my mom stole from me, how I exposed her in front of everyone, and why I don't regret it for a second. But first, let me explain the kind of person my mom really is. My mom has always been good at playing the victim. Growing up, anytime something went wrong in her life, it was always someone else's fault. She'd tell elaborate stories about how people wronged her, how she was always the one suffering. And people believed her because she was convincing. If you're listening to this and dealing with a manipulative parent, go ahead and hit subscribe. Drop a like if you appreciate honest stories, and comment where you're watching from. I love hearing from you guys. I'm an only child, so I got the full force of her behavior my entire life. When I was a kid, she'd tell relatives I was difficult, that I gave her such a hard time. She'd complain to her friends about how ungrateful I was. Meanwhile, I was just a normal kid trying to survive in a house with a mom who changed moods every 5 minutes. As I got older, things got worse. She started asking me for money. Small amounts at first. $20 here, $50 there. She said she'd pay me back. She never did. By the time I was 25 and had a decent job, she was asking for hundreds at a time. She always had some emergency. Her car broke down. She needed to pay a bill. Her hours got cut at work. I helped her because she was my mom. I thought that's what you were supposed to do, but it was never enough. She'd get angry if I said no. She'd guilt me, saying I was selfish, that she raised me and sacrificed so much. She'd bring up every little thing she ever did for me as a kid and throw it in my face. When I was 27, I got a call from my bank. They said there was suspicious activity on my account. Someone had been making withdrawals I didn't authorize. I checked my account and nearly had a heart attack. Over the past 6 months, there were withdrawals totaling almost $8,000 that I didn't make. I went to the bank in person and asked to see the security footage. It was my mom. She'd been taking money from my account using an old debit card I thought I'd lost. Turns out she'd taken it from my wallet months earlier and had been draining my savings little by little. I confronted her. She denied it at first. Then when I showed her the bank statements and told her I had video evidence, she broke down crying. She said she was desperate, that she didn't know what else to do, that she was going to pay me back. I asked her how she even had my PIN. She admitted she'd watched me enter it years ago and memorized it. I told her she needed to pay me back. She promised she would. She said she'd set up a payment plan, that she'd give me money every month until it was paid off. I wanted to believe her, so I didn't report it to the police. I didn't tell anyone in the family. I just waited for her to make good on her promise. She paid me $200 once. That was it. After that, she kept making excuses. She didn't have the money. She had other bills. She'd get it to me next month. Next month never came. I stopped asking because every time I brought it up, she'd turn it around on me. She'd say I was being cruel, that I should just forgive the debt because she's my mother. I distanced myself from her after that. I changed my PIN, got a new debit card, and monitored my accounts obsessively. I only saw her on holidays because I didn't want to deal with the family drama of cutting her off completely. But our relationship was basically dead. Then came Thanksgiving 2 years later. My mom's side of the family does this big dinner every year. My aunts, uncles, cousins, everyone shows up. I almost didn't go, but my aunt convinced me, saying it had been too long since we all got together. Dinner was fine at first. Everyone was eating, talking, catching up. Then my mom stood up. She had this serious look on her face and said she needed to tell everyone something important. The room went quiet. She started crying and said she'd been dealing with something difficult and needed support from the family. She said I had stolen $5,000 from her. She said she'd trusted me to help her with her finances, and I'd taken advantage of her. She said she didn't want to believe her own daughter would do this, but she had proof. She pulled out bank statements showing withdrawals from her account. She said those were transfers I'd made to myself without her permission. Everyone turned to look at me. My aunts looked shocked. My uncles looked angry. My cousins were whispering to each other. I sat there, completely blindsided. I couldn't believe she was doing this. I couldn't believe she was lying to everyone and making me the villain. My aunt asked if it was true. I said no. My mom cried harder and said I was lying, that she had proof. My uncle said I needed to pay her back. Another aunt said she was disappointed in me. I felt like I was going to throw up. This was a setup. She knew I'd be here. She planned this to humiliate me and turn everyone against me. I pulled out my phone. My hands were shaking, but I managed to open my email. I'd saved everything. Bank statements, screenshots, emails from my mom asking for money. I also had the security footage from the bank that showed her using my card. I downloaded it and kept it just in case. I stood up and said I wanted everyone to see something. I connected my phone to the TV in the living room. Everyone moved to watch. I started with the bank statements showing the $8,000 my mom had stolen from me. I explained what each withdrawal was, showed the dates, and showed that they were made with my debit card that she'd taken. Then I played the security footage. Clear as day, my mom at an ATM, using my card, withdrawing my money. The timestamp showed it was from over 2 years ago. I played multiple clips. Different dates, different amounts, all her. The room was completely silent. My mom's face went pale. She started saying it wasn't what it looked like, that I'd given her permission. I pulled up text messages. Messages of me asking her to pay me back. Her promising she would. Her making excuses month after month. Then I addressed the $5,000 she claimed I stole. I pulled up her bank statements that she'd shown everyone. I zoomed in on the transactions. They weren't transfers to me. They were cash withdrawals she'd made herself. I showed everyone the ATM locations, all near her house, none near mine. I explained that she'd been taking out cash and claiming I took it. I pulled up my own bank statements showing no deposits matching those amounts. If I'd stolen $5,000 from her, where was it? It wasn't in my account. It didn't exist. My aunt asked my mom what was going on. My mom tried to backtrack. She said she was confused, that she'd made a mistake. I said it wasn't a mistake. She'd planned this. She stood up in front of everyone and lied, to make me look like a thief because she knew I'd been distant and she wanted to control the narrative. My uncle asked why I never said anything about the $8,000. I said because she's my mom and I didn't want to ruin her reputation. I said I'd given her a chance to pay me back quietly, and she never did. Instead, she decided to accuse me of something I didn't do. My mom started crying and said she was sorry, that she'd been struggling and didn't know what to do. My aunt said that didn't excuse lying to the whole family. My other aunt said stealing from your own daughter was disgusting. My cousins just stared at her. I said I was done. I told everyone I'd kept quiet for years to protect her, but I wasn't going to let her destroy my reputation. I grabbed my stuff and left. A few people tried to stop me, but I was too angry. I got in my car and drove home. The next few days, my phone blew up. My aunts were calling to apologize for not believing me at first. My uncles said they had no idea my mom had been doing this. My cousins sent messages saying they were sorry. A few family members said I should forgive her because she's struggling. I blocked those people. My mom called and left voicemails. She said she was sorry, that she didn't mean for things to go this far. She said she was embarrassed and didn't know how to face the family. I didn't respond. She sent texts saying I'd humiliated her, that I'd ruined her relationship with everyone. I blocked her number. A few weeks later, my aunt told me my mom was telling people I'd edited the videos and faked the evidence, that I was trying to make her look bad, but no one believed her anymore. Everyone had seen the proof. They knew what kind of person she was now. I haven't spoken to my mom since that Thanksgiving. It's been over a year. Part of me feels guilty. She's still my mom. But the bigger part of me knows I did the right thing. She stole from me, lied about me, and tried to turn my entire family against me. I wasn't going to sit there and take it. People ask me if I regret exposing her. I don't. She forced my hand. If she hadn't stood up at that dinner and accused me in front of everyone, I would have kept it private. But she chose to humiliate me, and I chose to defend myself with the truth. My relationship with the rest of my family is better now. They understand why I've been distant. They've apologized for believing her without hearing my side. Some of them have their own stories about my mom lying or manipulating them over the years. It was like my exposure gave them permission to be honest, too. I don't know if I'll ever talk to my mom again. Maybe one day if she genuinely apologizes and gets help. But I'm not holding my breath. People like her don't change. They just find new people to manipulate. What I learned from all this is that staying silent to keep the peace isn't worth it. My mom was counting on me being too scared or too guilty to defend myself. She thought I'd just sit there and take the blame, but I didn't. I showed everyone the truth, and I don't regret it. If someone is lying about you, don't be afraid to show the receipts. Document everything. Save messages, emails, bank statements, anything that proves your side. Because when someone tries to destroy your reputation, the truth is the only weapon you have. My mom told everyone I stole from her, so I showed them what she stole from me first. And the truth was enough.